Welcome! In this playthrough of Arkham Horror the card game, we move on to episode 4 of the Drowned City with the Apiary. So down at the table, before we move into our story, we'll just take a look at our log. So you can see I've got Michael still with 1 unspent experience and Lucius with 3. He's got Andy. They both have 2 task progress on their Good Money and Plumb the Depths. Campaign notes: we discovered an alien language. Ruby lost a bet. Our expedition headed west and power was diverted. And then we can move down to where we're taking our notes. We've gone through and translated a few symbols. So we've got depths, parasite, knowledge, and city. And we started at the Western Wall, moved down to the Drowned Quarter, and now we're in the Apiary. On the XP we spent, for Michael, we took out Intimidation and 2 Where's the Party. We spent 4 XP, which is why we have 1 left over. We got 2 extra ammunition, and we upgraded our other Derringer. So we'll go ahead and shuffle that in. And since we're in the shuffling mood, we'll go ahead and do our initial card draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, crack shot. You've had worse. Dexterity, a Remington, and prime for action. Well, we'll keep 1 gun. Discarding those 4. Hard knocks, guts, a viola case. That's good. And we've had worse. So that's going to be our starting hand there. And we'll shuffle those back in. And also, since we're looking at our stuff, in this one we each got an expedition card, and I don't think we're going to be in the water, so I didn't take the dive suit. So if I end up drowning, I'm going to feel really bad about myself. But for Michael, got some laudanum. It comes in with 3 supplies. Spend a supply, heal a horror from an investigator at your location. As a response, when you draw a non-weakness, power, or terror, treachery, remove this from the game. Cancel that treachery's revelation effect and discard it. And of course, got her locked and loaded up, giving our firearms an extra ammo. And this, we're still trying to complete this task, trying to get, whenever we gain 1 or more resources, we can place 1 of those resources on here. And then over here, he picked up Ruby. Help with his agility. If there are no ready enemies at your location, exhaust her to move to a connecting location. Gives us some additional health and horror. And of course, his Plumb the Depths officially comes in with 5 tokens, but I put it on so both of them are doing the same thing. So after we discover the last remaining clue at a location, we're adding 1 on here, which is different from the verbiage, but just helps me keep things straight. And change here is we took out a Dial of Ancients and put in that. With that, a response: after you succeed at a skill test, exhaust it. If you succeeded by exactly 1 or 3, discover a clue at your location. 2 or 4, draw a card and gain a resource. Exactly 5, you may take an additional action during your next turn. So we'll go ahead and shuffle that on in. And then get to the story and come back and then take a look at our agenda and act and our starting location. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deduction, some inspiration, string along, dexterity, and unexpected courage. We'll keep the dexterity and pitch the other 4. Got Andy, forensic kit, another kit, and deduction. Not the greatest, but that's what we've got to work with. So we'll slide those in there. And go on to our story. So into the Apiary, checking our campaign log, we are headed west. So we go to Apiary 1. The dank tunnels beneath Rayleigh branch and thread endlessly like the capillaries of some giant beast. Shining nodules are stationed at intervals in the walls, pulsing with soft light. After making camp on the third evening, you sit across the tunnel from Andy. He scribbles furiously in his notebook. Conversation soon turns to the events that led you both into Tillinghast employ. The long and short of it is, Mr. Tillinghast said he had another big story for me. Chance for me to make my big break, and well, maybe enough money to pay off my tab at Hibbs. He looks bashful. Had to let off some steam after my last gig. A lot of steam. A tremor rocks the tunnels. Andy's face grows ashen as he leans in. I have a theory. This city, it's rising. I mean, still rising. The shakes, the crumbling foundation, the fact that it was underwater before and now isn't. You saw the ship graveyard in the city spires, right? Ship's been going missing in a stretch of ocean for centuries. Don't know what's causing it, but I keep having these dreams. The next day you discover a vast cavern. The walls and ceiling are honeycombed with small round holes that branch off haphazardly into a labyrinthine horn. Andy rushes to the entrance of one particular foul-smelling tunnel and picks up a bloody scrap of cloth. I don't know what lives here, but I think they like eating people. Further in, fleshy billows growths line the tunnel, oozing a thick, phlegmy ichor. Could anyone actually be left alive down here? So we're adding a cultist token to the chaos bag, and we do not have the walk in faith, so we go to our setup for the Western Expedition. So I've gone ahead and gathered the Apiary, Cosmic Legacy, the Elder Mist, the Inescapable, Pilgrims, Dark Cult, and Striking Fear. The Apiary entrance we put in play. So with that, we've got a Shout of 1 with 2 clues on it. As an action, we can spend 1 per player clues as a group, shuffle each location in the encounter discard pile into the bottom 10 cards of the encounter deck. Then as a free trigger, choose the farthest location from Apiary entrance, place clues on the chosen location up to its clue value, or we can take an action just to leave. Decide it's time to get out of here. Then we're building the Act deck with Unsettling Signs and Lost Pilgrims. So the Unsettling Signs and Lost Pilgrims back there. So the fleshy tunnels excrete a foul, waxy substance that burns the skin. Your destination lies deeper within the disgusting labyrinth. As an action, spend 1 or more clues as a group. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck and draw each location discarded by this effect. Our objective, if each surviving investigator is in the sanctum location, or at a sanctum location, investigators may spend the requisite clues, which is 2 per player, as a group to advance. Hint, you may not be able to explore further after you advance. And then over here, we have the Stirring in the Dark and some loathsome parasites behind it. You can hear the sound of slithering and gnashing teeth in the darkness. Something awful stirs in the bowels of Rallier. You would rather not stick around to find out what it actually is. So it kind of makes you think, do we leave before we go to 12 or risk it? Got to at least see it though, right? Okay. So then we're removing the mother enemy from the game. We're setting aside apiary locations and some additional cards. This is where we got our expedition cards. We're shuffling the remaining to form the deck along with a couple of locations. And then after doing that, we shuffled Illuminous Tunnels into the bottom 10 cards. And we are now ready to begin. Where are we? And as always, I've got my round sequence here. So Mythos phase gets skipped first round, so Investigators phase. I'm stuck with the, we can only have 1 ally in here, but we've got our other one that helps us investigate. So do I take her out immediately or keep her for a bit? But what we're going to do with our first action, spend 3. To bring in a forensic kit. Gets 4 supplies, which reminds me you need to put our 3 supplies over there. It's an action, spend a supply, investigate. For this investigation, we'll use our agility instead. and we get +1 skill value. If we succeed and there's an exhausted enemy at your location, we'd heal a horror. So we get 4 on that. There's 3 on that one. That was our first action. Second action, we are 4 on 1, or we could use that to make us 5, 6, 7 on 1, but I'm hoping 4 on 1's good enough. Guess we'll take a look at this real quick. So with that, X is half amount of doom on enemies and assets in play, rounded down to a max of 4. The cultist, -1 if there's a cultist enemy at your location, reveal another token. The tablet, -3 if you fail, place a doom on an enemy at your location with no doom on it. And down here, -4 if you fail, take a damage or horror. Okay, shaken, not stirred, and we end up with the amount of doom on enemies, so nothing. So we pass. We'll pick up a clue. And then for our third action, we'll try taking the last one. And that's a -1, but there's no cultists, so just a -1. So that was his 3 actions. So then moving over to Michael, we're going to spend 2 to bring in our case. We have 2 additional hand slots which can only be used to hold firearm assets. Response: after you play the Viola case, search the top 9 cards of your deck for a firearm asset and add it to your hand, and then shuffle our deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we find, got a 45 automatic and the Luger. That one lets us replenish. We shoot for free pretty much. Or do we want something that does a bit more damage? We're going to take the Luger and then shuffle these back in. Okay. Then second action, we're going to put a Remington into play. It's going to come in with 3 ammo since we're locked and loaded. It's an action, spend an ammo, fight +1 for this attack, and it deals +1 damage. When it leaves play, immediately trigger the above ability, ignoring all costs. And that cost us 3. But comes in with 3 ammo. And then for our final action, we're going up here. Spin 1 or more clues as a group, so we get to spin his clues because we're best friends. For each clue spent, discard the top 5 cards. We're going to spin both of them. So we get to discard the top 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hope we find some locations, or else we'll just be sitting there for a while. All right. So far, all right, growing fields, fleshy paths. All right, at least we got some places to go. And we took out an acolyte and a wizard of the order. All right, fleshy paths, 1 per player. Put that into play as an action. We can discover the glyph and put time under that in our record. And that's got a green square. So it looks like we can go to it, but we can't get back from it. And the other one is the growing fields, which we can go to and get back from. Put it into play along with the set aside hidden vault location. It's an action we can test our willpower. Double the skill icons for each card committed to this test. If you succeed, take control of the set-aside Grizzly Mask Story asset. All right. This is where it gets fun, I guess. So that one, we'll put our entrance there. We'll put that up top, that over to the side. We are both there. So that one goes both ways. And that one had us go looking for the hidden vault. After it enters play, search encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and spawn it at this location. So response: after you successfully evade an enemy at hidden vault by 2 or more, flip this card and resolve its text. Victory. And that one goes back to the main spot. And we can get to this one from here. So basically that makes a circle. We can go from here to there. And then from there to here. And then back. And that came in with 2. And that one's got 2. And that one has 2. And he did take the last clue off of that, which gives him 1 there. All right, I think we're set up there. Enemies phase done. Upkeep, reset our actions. We each gain a resource, which takes him up to 3. And drawing cards. Nice. Got her a brand new book. And over here, we got our dual Lugers. So Mythos phase, put 1 there, and start with the nasty stuff. Always starting with Michael. Corrosive Fog. Need to test our intellect or combat. If we fail, take a damage. If we fail by 3 or more, instead deal 1 direct damage to your investigator and each ally and item asset you control with health. Well, it's just us right now. We're not very book smart, so we'll be going with our combat 5 on 4. And we're going to pitch Hard Knocks using the fight on that to make a 6 on 4. And we found a -4. Not good. If you fail, take a damage or a horror. So we take a horror. And then over here, Rotting Remains. Got to test our willpower. For each point you fail by, take a horror. That's not good because his is just a 2. But Michael's going to help him out, adding 2 to that. If the test is successful, Michael will get a card. Stay back. I'll handle this. So we're 4 on 3. Oops. And we got a -1. So we're 3 on 3, we're good. All right, investigators. Oh, I forgot to get the person to put up there. See, spawn an empty location, place a doom on it. That's fine. That way we didn't have to shuffle to mess up what I just did. All right, I think we're going to start with Michael. First action, he's going to move up here. Second action, move here. Which gets us engaged. Then we're going to test out our Remington model 1858. Of course, our ability is after you spend 1 or more ammo from a firearm asset, gain a resource Limit once per firearm assets per round. So we get +1 combat, so we're going to be 6 on 3. We're going to go 7 on 3. And for +2, may place an ammo on a firearm asset. Get an ammo back. This guy only had 1 health, so he is out. It was only a small sacrifice. And to evade an enemy, after you evade, thought it was killing him. Bummer. Oh well. 3 actions nonetheless. Alright. We're here with no enemies, so we can exhaust Ruby to move. Then we're going to spin 3 to bring in our prophetic timepiece. It's going to let us do a lot of things after we succeed at a skill test. So we're going to use this, which lets us use our agility instead of our intellect. So we're going to be 5, 6, 7 on 3. And that's a -1. So we succeeded by 3. We grab that, and if we succeed by exactly 1 or 3, discover a clue. So we found the other one, which will take that up to 2. And that was action 1. So action 2, we'll move on down here. And 3, we'll do the same thing, spending 1. So 7 on 3 again. And we get a -4 on this one. So we succeeded by exactly nothing, which just gets us 1. So that's going to be your turn. No monsters, so reset. Grab a resource. Draw a card. Unexpected courage. And over here, we've got Robert. And we'll flip this over to 2. And then bad things happen. First with Michael. Got some hungry walls. Attach this card to your location. When you leave attached location, testing agility or combat, if you fail and you tested one or the other, either take 2 direct damage, discarding the walls, or discard an asset you control and take a damage with the agility. Not a fan of either of those. But that is attached to our hidden vault here. Well, we are going to start with Mr. Lucius. First action, we're using our kit. So we can be 7 on 3 as opposed to 4 on 3. And that takes us to exactly getting it, which means that doesn't help. But we did get the clue. And that goes to 3, and that would have readied. Then we're going to use her to move on over. And then test our agility, which is a 4. And we're 6. 8. If successful, draw a card. So 8 on 4. Because the walls are hungry, and Mount of Doom on enemies and assets in play. which is 0. So we won by 4, which is draw a card and gain a resource. That was an uncanny specimen, and then for that we get to draw a card. Got some pickpocketing. So did the one action with the kit. The movement was free with her, and the walls are no longer hungry. For our second action, we're going to spin 2. For pickpocketing, as a response after you evade an enemy, exhaust it to draw a card. That's always fun. Then he's going to spin 2. As a free action. No, as an action. Oh, using this one. Okay. To look at 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we found one location. The fleshy paths. And let's see, yeah, that just goes back and forth from the apiary. Put that into play. We can test our intellect to search the flesh-like walls. If you succeed, put the set-aside ancient relic asset into play under your control. I definitely see that in Lucius's future. So we'll just set that over there. And that goes back and forth. So Lucius is done. Over here, our first action is going to be to gain a resource. Then our second action is to spend all 4 to bring in Robert, giving us +1 to her fight. Her combat is an action. Discard a firearm asset that takes up 1 or more or fewer hand slots from your hand and exhaust Robert. Resolve a fight ability on the asset, ignoring all costs. This does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And third action, catch up with Lucius. All right, enemy phase done. Upkeep. We'll each get a resource and draw a card. I've got overpowered, and over here another specimen, and then 3 bad stuff. Cunning mimicry. If there are no monster enemies in play, gain surge. Alien eggs has surge. Revelation, place a doom on the nearest non-elite enemy with no doom on it. What is that moving inside? Yeah, that can't be good. But there are no enemies, so that's probably why that surges. Into an Eye of the Deep. Into play in your threat area, limit 1 per investigator. Treat each of those symbols as if it's that symbol. We can test our willpower. If we succeed, discard it. A lot of cards just to get that. And then over here, alien eggs. Surge, place a doom on the nearest non-elite enemy. And that surges into a corrosive fog. Testing our intellect or combat. If you fail, take a damage. If you fail by 3 or more, instead deal direct damage to your investigator and each ally and item asset you control with health. Well, he's definitely going intellect. And he's going to use some unexpected courage, giving us +2. Sometimes the most selfless acts can come from the strangest places, like the apiary entrance. So we're going to be 6 on 4. And we get a -1, so we are fine. And back to our investigator phase. That would have come in with 2 on it. We will start with Lucius. moving north. And then he's going to investigate. Oops, she's ready. Well, we'll say she isn't. He moved for free with her, so that didn't take an action. First action, we're going to investigate. We are going to use deduction. If the skill test is successful while investigating a location, discover an additional clue at that location. Knew I'd seen the symbol before and must warn the others before it's too late. So we're going to be 5 on 2. And that is -1. Oh yeah, which matters. So we were 5 on 2, so we won by 2 exactly, which is draw a card and gain a resource. And that thing is awesome. String along. And we were successful, and that card let us get both. So we're up to 4 clues. And we found all the clues on that. So move for free, investigated. He's going to move back and then move up. Then Michael is going to move up here and then take an action to discover the glyph. And that glyph means time. And third action, he'll come back down. Then monsters are all done. We'll each gain a resource. Draw a card. I've got an emergency cache. And over here, a backstab. And on to that. So we've got 4 bad things over here. Dangerous curiosity. Testing our willpower, where X is your location shroud value, which is 1. If you fail, take a damage, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck till stowaway enemy is discarded and draw it. Shuffle each location discarded by this effect back into the encounter deck. So we're base 3 on 1. We'll make it 4 on 1. And we got that, which means we're -4. What did I say? We were 4 on 1. Yep, so we failed. And take a damage or horror. So we'll take a horror, and then from this one we're taking a damage. Discarding until we find a stowaway enemy. There's not many cards left. That's a scheme. That's a location that's getting shuffled back in. It's a hazard. Monster stowaway. All right. Those got discarded. That stays there. Oh yes, this gets shuffled back in. This little guy's aloof. Hunter. Prey is the lowest agility. Forced when doom is placed on a card at his location. Ready it. Loses aloof until the end of the round. If it is engaged with an investigator, it makes an immediate attack. So it's just sitting around over there, waiting to get shot. Okay, then over here, mysterious chanting, got a hex. Place 2 doom on the nearest cultist enemy. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist enemy, draw it, and shuffle the encounter deck. We'll just search through here. And we're going to take this guy and place him over here again, and this time try to evade him instead of just shooting him in the face. And he does get a doom on him. Okay, investigators. I think we'll start with Michael over here. And he's going to take a shot on this tinder. So knock that down to 2 bullets. We gain a supply. We're going to be 5, 6, 7 on 3. Which takes us to 5 on 3. So we just did 2 damage. Then to conserve bullets, well, that was action 1. Instead of shooting, we're going to just punch him in the face. So we're going to be a base 6 on 3. We're going to overpower, going to 8 on 3. Die, you beast. If we're successful, we'll draw a card. And we got a +1, so we're successful. Drawing into an emergency cache. And that's going to defeat this guy. That was our second action. Our third action is to go through our emergency cache, gaining 3 resources, because you can never be too prepared. 2 of those are going to go down here though, and 1's going to go on good money. That is ready once again. All right, we're going to take 2 fast actions. Up to 3 of these can be put into play to take up 1 arcane slot. So reaction, when one of these tokens is revealed, we discard this to cancel the chaos token, return it to the bag, and reveal a new one. If the test is successful, we draw a card. So that's going to take us down to 2. Then our next fast action takes us down to 1. Then we're going to use her ability to move for free. We're going to use this one, choose the farthest location from the apiary entrance, place clues on the chosen location up to its clue value once per round. Everything's just 1 away from it. Well, actually, no, I guess this is, I don't know how that works. Just 1 away because of that, or 2 away this way. Either way, we want to put 2 on that. Then first action, second action, we make a friend. He engages us. Then our third action, we are going to evade. We're going to be a base 6. We're going to make it 7 on 2. -3. So we're 4 on 2. We won by 2, which means we discover a clue. We evaded, so we draw a card. He becomes exhausted, and now we see if that was a good idea or not. Do you successfully evade an enemy at this location by 2 or more? Flip this card, resolve its text. Found the hidden vault. Find an alien panel hidden behind a fold of fleshy wall. Grimacing, you press it and reveal a round alcove untouched by the alien growths. Sharp glowing symbols connected by curling lines appear on the black slate in the center of the alcove. After some study, you recognize it as some kind of ancestral tree. There are hundreds upon hundreds of names. How many creatures lived in this city eons ago? We discover this glyph, and that's going to be recording daughters under that glyph. And then we'll flip that back to its location side, and it can't be flipped again. Alright, so that's everyone. So enemies, he's exhausted, so nothing happens. Then upkeep will reset and ready all the exhausted cards. And this time I'll remember that one. Then everyone gets a resource, but we're going to add that to good money. And then we draw cards. Got a 41 Derringer. And then over here, deduction. And now he's engaged. So we're up to 6 because of that, which is still fine. And bad things starting over here. Dangerous curiosity. Yep, that's pretty dangerous when he's testing willpower. Shroud value is 1 at least. So we're saying there's a chance. Definitely not getting any help though. So 3 on 1. And definitely a fail. So we take a damage. Discarding. Hey, we didn't find it. It's a location. We shuffle it back in. And I believe this works different than Marvel Champions, which is what I'm used to. Because in that game, when you're discarding and you go through the deck, you quit. But in this one, I think you reshuffle and keep going. So looking for a stowaway. It's a hazard, terror, more terror, cultist, hazard, hazard, cultist, hazard. Is it just the one? All right, we found it. It made a friend. These go to the discard pile. And this gets shuffled back in, which we were so getting ready to just draw it. All right, it's aloof, so it just hangs around there. And then for Lucius, dissonant voices, put it into play in your threat area. Cannot play assets or events. At the end of the round, discard the voices. And then it's back to our investigator's turn. I'll go ahead and start with him. He's going to shoot. So this becomes a resource, but he's going to use that resource and put it up here. So we're up to 3. Then he's shooting 5, 6, 7 on 3. And so we're good. That does 2 damage. Then we're just going to go with a punch in the face. So that's going to be a 6 on 3. And that's not so good. Take a damage or horror. I'll move that over and take a horror. Then our third action, attempt to punch it in the face again. That symbol is okay on that. Doom on enemies, which is 1. Half rounded down, still 0, so we passed. Punched it in the face that time. All right, so he's done. Then Lucius is going to attempt to evade. Base 6 on 2. See how that goes. -2, so we're 4 on 2. We succeeded by 2, which means we gain the clue, which is going to finish this off. I'm just going to move that off screen then. Move those down. He gets exhausted up there. So that was his first action. Second action, move to here. Then use her to move up there. Then we're going to try to investigate. So base 4 on 2. And we're going to play both of these. If we're successful, draw a card, and also successful, gain, discover an additional clue. So we're going to be 7 on 2. And that takes us to 7, 4 on 2. So we won by 2, which gets us a resource and draw a card. Dreams of the Flood. Put this into play in your threat area. The first time you discover 1 or more clues during your turn, take a horror and shuffle this back into our deck. And then we draw a card for that, and we find a magnifying glass. So that was our third action, but we're going to be fast with our magnifying glass to give us +1 while investigating. Cost us 1. And we did pick up both of those. All right, enemy phase, he's exhausted. Upkeep. He's just sitting there. Everyone gains a resource, but we're going to put that on good money over on this side. And then drawing a card, primed for action. And string along. So Mythos phase, it's going to take us up to 7. Then bad things, starting with Mr. Michael. I found the tunnels. Put it into play, shuffle the set aside pilgrims encounter set into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. Find the set aside spawning grounds and corrupted vault. Shuffle them into the bottom 10 of the encounter deck. It's an action, take a damage, place clues on the location farthest from the apiary entrance up to its clue value. And they go back and forth to each other. And I'm assuming this probably goes to some of the new locations. Okay, let's move this over here. Put the tunnels there. And they go back and forth. 4 on that one. Got the pilgrims. It's going to get shuffled in with this and the discards. And then shuffle these 2 in with the bottom 10 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. What do we need to do to get out of here? We need to be at a sanctum, which we currently have not found. All right, so that was his. So then for Lucius, he found an acolyte. Spawn at any empty location. It does get a doom on it, so we kind of do want to deal with it. And I think I'm going to have Michael come deal with the acolyte, so we'll sit him there. Give him his doom. So everyone's reset. All right, back to our investigators. We're running low on bullets. So first action is to bring in our Derringer. It'll be coming in with 4 ammo because we're locked and loaded. Spend an ammo, fight with +2. If we succeed by 1 or more, this attack deals +1 damage. Once per turn, if you succeed by 3 or more, you may take an additional action this turn. So we've got that locked and loaded. That was action 1. Action 2. Move on up here. Make a friend. Action 3. Attempt to punch said friend. He's only got 1 health, so I think, yeah, just 6 on 3. And hope that's enough. And it is. And over here, use Ruby to help us move. Oh, no, not yet, not yet. Got an action on there. Testing our intellect, which is only a 2. Searching the walls to find a relic. Seems like something we should do. So we're going to be a base 4. Oh, and that went away. So first action, 4 on 2. And we make it. We found an ancient relic. If it would leave play, set it aside out of play. After you take 1 or more damage, deal 1 damage to the ancient relic. When you end the game with the ancient relic under your control, flip and resolve its text. Okay. Try not to take damage. Then free thing, use her to move. Not so free, use herself to move. Then investigate. So we're going to be 5, 4 from here, 1 from using our magnifying glass. 5 on 2. Oh wait, we did a skill check, but it was by 0. And now we're 5 on 2, so that takes us down to 3 on 2. We got it by 1, which is discover a clue at your location. So we're going to find 2. And that was all of our actions. Yes, we found a clue, so we scared ourselves. And this gets shuffled back in. Enemy phase, that guy's happy staying right there, protecting the not so hidden vault anymore. So then we reset. Gain 1 over here, but over here we're going to finish off our good money. Just get that out of the way for now. Then drawing cards. Oh, confiscation. Shuffle each firearm asset in your play area into your deck. No asset was shuffled into your deck by this effect. Take a damage and shuffle this back into your deck. All right. Shuffle each firearm. Jerks. At least they go back into her deck and not her discard pile. Alrighty. OCD, I don't have them facing the right way. Okay, got them all facing the right direction. Okay, then over here, unexpected courage is what we draw into. Take our doom up to a total of 8. Do some bad things. Elder Mist. Attach it to the nearest location without a miss. That's where we're sitting at. Each investigator at that location will get -1 to everything. After investigator at attached location succeeds at skill test by 2 or more, discard the mist. And over here, Surge, place a doom counter on the nearest non-elite enemy with no doom on it. All right, so it's got doom on it, so we're doing nothing. I think we know what's moving inside, something bad. Hey, he's got voices again. Okay, investigators. Action 1. We move out of the Elder Mist. Never mind. Well, we're punching. We don't have any guns. I've got 1 gun. We're going fighting first. Second action. Fight. 6 on 3. -2. Took him out. Third action, spin 2 to bring in our Luger, coming in with 3 ammo. So we've got free trigger, exhaust it and spend an ammo to fight with +1. Then as an action, spend a resource to replenish all ammo on the Luger and ready it. So that's it for him. All right, we're just going to take it easy, do some investigating. So spending, do we even need to investigate? We've got plenty to get through whatever that is. It's not worth a victory point. We're going to do it anyway though. First action, investigate. We're 5 on 2. Hey. We're still 5 on 2. We win by 3, which is discover a clue, so we're getting both of them. All right, so every clue gets us 5 cards. So 6 times 5 is 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. So where's all our locations? There's one. Is that it? Just 2? Yep, so we went through the deck, so we're going to reshuffle. And hopefully that opened up our sanctum we need to find. All right, we'll start with the spawning grounds. Put it into play, shuffle the encounter discard pile onto the encounter deck. Find the set aside lost campsite and turning chasm and shuffle them into the bottom 10 cards. Bummer. Okay. Hey look, we found one of these sanctums. It's going to get shuffled into the bottom 10 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. And this connects to that. All right, so it just goes, so we're in a good spot for that to happen, I think. And, all right, the corrupted vault, it connects back and forth to the tunnels. 2 actions to discover a glyph. So that was his second action. So then he'll use her to come on down to the corrupted vault. And third action, go investigating. So 5 on 3. See what we get with that. 0, so we found it. 5 on 3, we won by 2, which is draw a card and gain a resource. Some more pickpocketing. So everyone has gone. Enemies phase, we don't have any. Upkeep. Gain a resource. Draw some guns, I hope. Yep, 45. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perception. In the round, get rid of our voices. And then we go up to 8. Bad things with Michael. He's got a corrosive fog, so when he leaves that spot, we'll be testing our combat. And over here, he found a wizard. Oh, no he didn't. Spawned at an empty location. Scout retaliate. At the end of the Mythos phase, place a doom on... Yeah, he needs to die. So I think his empty location is going to be our entrance. All right, first action, we're going with Michael. He's bringing in his 45 automatic. Oh yes. going to come in with 5 ammo. Spending ammo, we get +1 for the combat. Deals +1 damage. Get her bullets. Second action, he's going to move in and make a friend with the wizard, but moving over, we're testing, it's going to be 6 on 4. And we get -4, which is not good, because that's if you fail to take a damage or a horror. And we're already a little bit horrified. We only lost by 2 though. So we take a damage. He's getting all beat up. All right, that was the second action, running over there. Third action, pull out the 45, take a shot. We're going to be 6, 7 on 4. All right, 7 on 4, -1. We've got a dead wizard. Then over here, first action, investigate. Now we're going to use our forensic kit. So that lets us use agility, so we're going to be 6, 7 on 3. We'll make it 8 on 3. And that still makes it 8 on 3, so we're by 5, so we take an additional action on our next turn. So I'll just place that there as a reminder. We pick that up. And then for our next 2 actions, we're going to discover this glyph and put hand under the Wolverine marks. Then we're going to look at the next 15 cards. No, that takes an action. We'll wait. So enemy phase, we don't have any. I guess before I finish off with him, he'll move up here with the free. And then we'll reset that. Everyone gets a resource and a card. Put this into your threat area. When your turn ends, if you did not successfully fight an enemy this round, take a damage and shuffle this back into your deck. It's an action fight. You get -2 skill value for this attack. If you succeed, discard this card. It's got all kinds of problems. Poor Michael came in here with the flu, I think. And over here, found another magnifying glass. Okay, so we'll go up to 9. And more bad things over here. He found a friend, spawned at an empty location. Needs to be empty. Put him up in the fleshy paths. And over here, another empty location. Well, I guess he'll go over here. Well, he does need to attack, so his first action is going to move up here. Second action, shoot. We're going to use our Luger. So that's a free action. So we're going to be 5, 6, 7, 5 on 3. And that's what we've got. That is half the amount of doom on enemies rounded down. So it's going to be 1. So we're going to be good. So we defeated this, gets discarded. Second action, we'll move back to here. Third action, we're gonna take a shot to heal that. So he's done. Then over here, free to move in, make a friend, but we're going to attempt to evade for our first action. So 5, 6 on 2, -3, so we succeeded by 1. So it's exhausted. We discover a clue, and we're going after a clue, so we got 2 of them. Then for a fast action, we're going to bring in dual magnifying glasses. Discard our forensic kit. When we evaded, draw a card into a cache. All right, so far all we did was evade, which got us a clue and a clue. All right, so then we're gonna just normal investigate. So 4, 5, 6 on 3. We're good. And then do it again. -1. Oh. We were 6 on 3, we got it by 3, so we got another clue. We don't need to do it again, because I got them all. So for our last action, we're going to spend 6 clues to go through 30 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30 exactly again. All right, so we're going to find our locations. There's 2 in here, right? Yep, right there they are. But just to make sure, yep. Let's see if I can clean this up a little bit. That guy's there. These things are hiding. All right, so the chasm, we set the parasite enemy at it. It's got retaliate. It's going to have 2 health. It's a monster and a glyph. Looks pretty cool. You defeat it, flip this enemy, and resolve its text. So I don't know if it's going to splatter us or what. Response: when you begin your turn here, move to any revealed location. And that goes back and forth with this spot. Put her 2 there. So those 2 go back and forth, and that came in with 2 on it. And on this one, gives into play, draw the topmost card beneath Lost Campsite. Haven't seen anything that put anything under it yet. Camp is seemingly abandoned, strewn with disware and tattered tents. Perhaps there are survivors hiding nearby. It sounds scary. Oh, he's still up here. And that gets 2 on it. Alright, so enemies. That thing's finds where it's at. That's exhausted. So we're resetting. They're now engaged. Everyone gets a resource and draws a card. He finally gets one that doesn't hurt him. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dr. Milan. Okay, so this goes up to 10, 11. So we only advance, I think, at this point, so we're fine. All right, bad cards. Got a corrosive fog. We're testing our combat. If we fail, we take a damage. Sorry, Robert, you're taking in this one if we fail. So we need a 4. Oh, if you fail by 3 or more, he's taking direct damage too. Well, I think we'll use some unexpected courage here. So we're going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 on 4. And we end up with 9 on 4. Yay, the corrosive fog didn't hurt. And then over here, he's got the voices again. All right, we're starting with Robert. He is going to take 2 actions, 1, 2, to run over there. And then third action, we're going to use the Luger to get that extra point. Actually, that's not even a third action, that's free. So 5, 6, 7 on 3. And we're -1. And do I go down here? Or do I want to take care of that thing? We're getting near the end. I feel like we probably need this thing going off before the end. So third turn, we'll go down there. Okay. Then for him, we're going to use our, have Ruby push us along. Then we're going to investigate. So we're going to be 4, 5, 6. We'll make it 10, and if successful, draw a card, because at last we found it, we hope. Well, wait a second, I gotta do this twice here. So I add 3, so 4, 5, 6, 9 on 4. +1, so 10 on 4. 6 is too much. We get that. We draw a card from our perception. That's some artistic inspiration. So that was our first action. Second action. Same thing, 914. And that's going to be 5. So that means we get an additional action next turn. We cleared that off. Then we're going to spend the 4 clues to proceed, because we are both in a sanctum location. Okay, so Heart of the Apiary. If each investigator's at the lost campsite, we are. After searching for the campsite, you find yourself surrounded by robed figures holding torches, but no weapons. A soft-faced woman in a patchwork cloak emerges from the crowd. Please don't be alarmed. We have no intention of harming you. Each investigator loses all of their clues. Well, that's not cool. We work so hard for them. Proceed to Interlude Lost Pilgrims, page 21. And that's where we're going to finish this one right now. So we will make this part 1 of part 2 and finish up with our interlude in the next video. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.